So, here we go.
Well, how come you didn't beat the game yet? This is supposed to be a speed run, and you did. We're sitting at the title screen. You failed already, Woolie.
This is not supposed to be a speed run.
Oh man,
my old brittle bones can't take it anymore.
Like there was a moment where I was talking to Liam about this LP like 2 days ago, and he's like, "Yeah, well, I told Woolie, I showed him like to watch some speed runs and try to integrate that just slightly better." And it's like, and he was like, "Oh, I hope Woolie doesn't want to restart when he fucks up." I was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna let Woolie restart when he fucks up."
No. Okay, first of all, Liam's suggesting that it's like that's nice, that's cute.
Well, because he can do that.
That no. It's not about that. It's like that. It's cute that you're saying, "Oh, go watch something." No, I've already been there. I was back there in 2009
before he was born.
All right, like this was one of the games that I dedicated myself to for when it first came out and went nuts on it. And now that shit's gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
So what I have is the memory. And
the memory of being good.
And the fear of doing this LP.
Yeah.
Which, I never wanted to do it because I'm always afraid I'm going to fuck it up.
How long have we been saying, "Oh yeah, me and you should do Mirror's Edge like someday"?
It's just pure fear, man.
Since before you worked here.
Oh God.
Right?
Like
2 years ago.
Yeah, and ask me what's changed.
What's changed?
Fucking nothing.
Actually, what's changed is that you got worse.
Yeah, there's that.
You feel towards this game like the same way I felt towards like Silent Hill 2.
Where it's like
pressure!
It'll never be good enough, right?
And I feel pretty happy with that. So I'm sure this won't be a horrible disaster.
Here's what this is not a speedrun in any way, shape, or form. This is a casual run.
But you gotta go fast.
But I can tell you about what the cool things are, even though I'm not doing them.
Okay, I can't do this, but actually you can jump
you can do.
And tuck your feet.
That's pretty much what you're getting here,
I like this game a lot.
I have to resist Shmup God Pat's style urges to pause quit, fucked it, that jump didn't work, pause quit.
I don't think there's ever been a game that I've wasted more time in a loading screen than Stuntman Ignition. I got 5 gold stars or whatever the hell it was on every single mission in that game, and that's the entirety of that game. It's literally, I fucked up the turn by 2 centimeters. The entire run is garbage now.
Yeah,
you have to restart the whole game.
That's it. That's exactly.
We're not gonna do that here.
Nope. Here we go.
So if you fall down that pit and have to redo the jump the lame way, that'll be a fun time.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah, let's do it. Yes, kill that save game, Woolie. Like, my favorite thing about the difficulty in this game is it affects nothing that matters.
Yeah, no, that's certainly true. Exactly. So once again, of course, there's only one way to play this game, in my opinion, and that's pure pacifism.
Oh yeah, no, not pure pacifism.
Rather,
pure
no firearms.
No firearms.
Right? They're undignified.
Every time I've run into anyone demoing this game at any event or talking about it or would know, I was like, okay, man.
Yeah.
There are gonna be guns in this?
Yeah.
What and the answer I've got I'm talking about Mirror's Edge too. The answer I've got and seemed to be is like there was a disagreement between the staff, relatively split down the middle, as to whether or not to have less guns as to 0 or more guns.
That was so infuriating. It's like the one thing
that
your game has going that's interesting is something that you want to compromise.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
I think there's a lot of really interesting things about this game.
But I mean the one thing that makes it stand out
from everybody.
And
I think
including now the other competitive fucking shooter runner type FPSs we have.
Yeah.
God. Anyway, that being said,
I think
we're gonna skip this tutorial. We don't need you.
Oh no!
Thanks, Merc, but we're moving on.
Okay, bye, Merc. I think probably the most striking thing,
man.
The striking thing about this when it first got shown, was Dead Space and this. And EA said we're gonna make some good ass new games. And they showed trailers for that, and both of those were
Dude, this aesthetic.
Damn! And
this aesthetic is my jam.
Both games have completely opposite aesthetics.
Oh, God.
Dead Space has this super nitty-gritty, dark, not bright, detailed, grimy thing. And this is like a modern art painting in a 3D model of sleek, bright line. It's great. It's gorgeous.
I want to live in the City of Glass. This fucked up dystopian society of like big brothering that goes on.
Yeah.
All that aside, I want to live here just to look out my window and see
just
this.
be like, like it reminds me of like a city, like a modern city variant of like what the Citadel in Mass Effect is supposed to look like.
I guess so.
Super sleek, modern, like kind of like not sci-fi, but almost sci-fi.
Right.
So while you do this, I'm just gonna go over a quick thing. You got two buttons. One is up and one is down.
That's a decent way.
And you're
summing it up.
And your proper speed, like the better time the press is compared to where your body is to the thing, means you lose less speed.
Exactly.
And you also have your wall runs and whatnot.
Okay.
And everybody.
Am I lucky? No, I'm not.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
See, that's a speedrun tech right there. So that what that is you can jump like that, and if you get your perfect hit, you can keep jumping and not have to do that slow walk across the beams.
God, Woolie, you did art, right?
Yeah.
What is?
Hold on a second. PC version? No good. PC version has problems where
really?
sometimes you don't grab bars.
I did not know that.
I'm gonna be giving you the lowdown. But go on.
You did art. You know about colors and stuff. Is there a term for the style of color in this? Because every shade of bright color feels like acrylic paint. Or like I don't know, like the red is super bright.
It's minimalist.
It's minimalist.
Yeah, you drop down everything. Okay, here we go. Check it out. You do one of those. You don't have to slow down.
Oh, really? I usually just did the roll, which is the intended.
No, that slows you down. Faith runs at 26.
Oh wow, you're using
the
staircase? Oh man.
No,
just
for the first
the goofy wall.
It's too inconsistent. It's too inconsistent. Yep. Okay. So here's the thing. She runs at 26 miles per hour. You drop down on that, and then you do the roll, and it gets you rid of your momentum at that point, right? But if you do what I just did there, where you kick, you don't even have to. You don't even have to deal with slowing down at all in any of those major jump sections. It's really fucking useful.
Interesting. Yeah, I never like looked into the science of this stuff. I just wanted to like do it myself faster and faster.
Yeah, exactly.
And because like when I started to look at the speedrun stuff was when I stopped doing that because it
got too much.
No, it's one of those things that it's about the way I look at stuff and the way I'm like finicky and obsessive. It's like I want the best, fastest way,
of course,
to be the intended, not buggy-looking, proper way.
Yeah.
And when
I know exactly what you mean.
Like, I want it that if you pulled the camera out, it will look like the coolest thing ever.
The ultimate parkour.
So when it comes to, like, if you jump on the pole this certain way, you don't lose your balance, or if you like run on the railings of catwalks instead of that.
Look, that is the most important thing. That's coiling.
Yeah.
It gets your speed boot to keep going higher. It jumps you up to about 30.
There's Faith.
Yeah, there she is. Hey, hello. And it looks stylish enough to make your run not look like bullshit, like what you're talking about. Because here's where the problem for me was playing through this and then realizing
I prefer free running to parkour.
I realized something because I played it on 360. The fucking PC version is the only real version for speedrunning purposes because of this bullshit tech that only works on PC.
Of course.
Right? You've got to do shit like mapping your scroll wheel to jump.
Shut up!
And to the use button so that you can get past things without... You can fucking wall run, kick, double jump. And that's the main thing for getting past areas in this game.
On.
Right? And it's just like... No, like I can't on a controller. That's not going to happen.
I appreciate your fucking like I'm speedrun shit where like you look at those Half-Life 1 runs where they're like we reinstituted the way bunny hopping used to work. Look at the shit you can do to Half-Life if you use this bunny hopping shit. But like I want to see the fastest. And perfect, real version.
Now that is where my distinction breaks down. There's two types of tech, in my opinion.
Yeah.
There's speedrun tech, and then there's time trial tech, like practical you can do this and keep it going, and it looks good, but you're not floating or stepping on invisible platforms, right? And the speedrun tech is the shit that I stopped.
I adore that fucking speedrun shit of like, we got Ocarina of Time down to 11 minutes.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
And that's awesome.
Yeah.
But I would find it a lot easier to just see like the one that takes a couple hours or what have you. It's just the fastest way a human could do it if the game was perfect.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I appreciate the 28-minute runs of this game, or anything sub an hour.
Yeah,
means you're fucking sick.
I'm gonna sit down and watch the speedrun of this whole game.
But yeah, the tech level is breaking the game. And sequence breaking.
Because
you can skip the boat level
because a lot of this for me in this game, it's like it has that. This is a chase fantasy game. Like, half the levels, somebody's chasing you, or you're getting away from the cops, and that's why they put extra detail into like bullets hitting environments around you for free of your vision, like we just saw before.
Yeah. So here's an example of tech that is practical and not fucking breaking shit, but you need to use it. I want to live
in this city.
So when you press side and left and side and right, you do a little hop like that.
Yeah.
Right? This is the only way to go from 0 to full speed. In like instantaneous, like
right away. You can do that.
Exactly, right?
That's interesting.
So you usually you'll see things in like speedruns of dudes like looking sideways for a minute. Ah, shit. You see them looking sideways for a minute like this, and then just going whoop, and then bam,
they're at max speed.
And they're at max speed, right? You hit your 26 immediately.
So in the game's like design or whatever, there's a clear distinction of three types of levels. You have the chase level, which I just described, where it's like, fucking go! Just go! You have this, which I would describe, and this is the earliest, but like puzzle level, which is just, how do I get to that spot?
Yeah.
And then you have your fight levels, which are nearly universally terrible.
Which there's not too many of, thankfully.
There's one that I like.
Oh, fuck. If you land on the pipe there, you don't have to roll.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's one fight level that I like, and it's the last one, and I kind of like it because it's super hard.
Oh, okay.
It's super hard to do that with our stipulation, right? Of no guns. But like your little tiny 100-pound Chinese Batman.
Yes, exactly. And plus there's the fucking wrestler. Rope burn, who's like, that looked like it used to be a fight, and then someone just came in and went, fuck it, cut that shit out. We're not doing
big
this.
Big red line. Over
Yeah.
Like,
we don't want a dumb combat fight.
We're gonna be talking over and not skipping, but like, I mean, the story in this game is.
I'm all right with it.
It's there,
but it's very simple.
It's there.
It's very simple.
So this is a fascist dictatorship city.
It's a totalitarian and authoritarian city.
So there's your sis.
That's Robert Pope. He was your family's friend,
and he was going to be running for office, I believe.
But someone set her up, and so
oh no, here. She got set up.
Exactly. This scene is so fucking funny if you watch it in third person. Because Faith is like just robot walking with her arms and legs and limbs sliding all over the place. It's great.
I still remember Mirror's Edge, this game. Mirror's Edge 1 was one of the first games in our modern era that was like, look down at your feet. Your arms
There's
exist.
Your body, trespasser style.
But then it's like, you realize when you pull that out of third person, it's like, what you need to do to make that stuff look natural from a widescreen video game perspective is not how you would actually perceive those things in your real life. Like every game that I can think of where you can look straight down at your body, your neck can go way too far forward.
Yeah, well, there's that album of like where different game cameras put your head, and like the best is the gun with your head in your chest, and aiming down the sights as you run.
Yeah, if you do the work, you can figure out that almost every like iron with aim down sights and iron sights and stuff like that, you don't see it as often because it's less obvious. But bullets usually come out of characters' faces, not their guns, because that's where the camera's placed on the model.
So ridiculous.
It's goofy. I love it. You remember Dead Island 1? When they fucking accidentally published that dev build instead of the retail game, and you could hit the button to just make it go third person. It was horrific. It was horrific.
So good.
You fucking crazy monkey arms and shit.
So if you go back and read that Rhianna Pratchett comic that explains some of the backstory.
See, like you shouldn't be able to see her head if you hugged her.
Yeah, it's fine.
She'd be her head would be on your shoulder.
If you go back and read that comic, you find out that.
Run!
Yes. Coil. Coiling is so key for this section.
The fucking police are here.
your
I want to oh god, I want to
your
work in this
parents. So here's the
office.
thing. Yeah, I know. You don't know much about the Connor parents, but they're pieces of shit. Like they were like helping the revolutionaries with the November riots and shit.
Yeah.
But like the dad was so busy being a revolutionary that he ignored the mom and just didn't fucking do anything for her.
It's for the cause.
And so the mom started cheating.
Yeah. That's what
And
you do.
like, and then when she got killed during the riots, it was this whole thing where they're like, "Oh, I feel."
Where
bad.
are you getting this?
From the comics and from the backstory.
Okay, like, cause I didn't like. I beat this game a bunch of times. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh no, there's a whole bunch of story that's outside of that.
So what's their names?
The Connors.
The Connors.
Faith, and the parents.
Faith and Sister Connor.
Yeah, exactly. No, but I forget the parents' names right now. But the point is that, like, yeah, they were not great people, and when Faith ran away, it was like, good job on you. You know, you did a good job. You fucking you're out.
I bet the red was like, I'm sure there's a developer interview if you look and find it that says like, originally the red wasn't in the game. We just thought people would find their way through the environment on their own, right? I bet, because like the red is this giant design element. It's probably the most visible game mechanic design element I've ever seen in a game. Yeah, do it the fun way.
Oh, I started too early. Hold on.
Oh, you screwed it up. You did a...
Fuck you, coppers. Oh, shit. And then you do that little side dash boost that I just did.
Well, like, can I say something?
Yeah, what's up?
Like, when would anyone ever say, no, don't do it the fun way?
Yeah, exactly. No, like, the ability to jump backwards and fucking flip the bird is so cool.
This is, like, a goofy LP because it like, even if we fuck up and screw up all over,
check this out.
We're still gonna do it 3 times
Practical
faster.
application to flip the bird. You land on that thing faster, and that soft pad I just landed on, if I didn't do that, you'd land and have a really slow get-up animation. Yeah, you don't if you land on your back, you don't take a knee.
Well, yeah, because you're on your back. It's really interesting.
Oh yeah! Shit! There we go.
You didn't tuck.
It wasn't about the tuck there.
Oh,
it was about the angle that I hit it. Yeah, man.
I remember when this game was one of the first ones that got showed up with NVIDIA's like clock tech on PC.
Yeah,
and it's used very rarely. And I remember like, that doesn't seem that big of a deal, except the one area that it's used well is 2 levels from now.
Yeah,
when they're shooting through tarps.
Yeah, you remember.
And it's like, oh no, wait! Oh
gorgeous.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, absolutely. That part is super cool, man.
I want more. Here's it, too. I want more work put into the. You can see it happening right now. I mentioned earlier, sparks and bullet effects hitting near your character.
Bullshit.
But not on your character because it's that action movie run thing.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a million guards. What do you do?
Run to the right.
Oh no, those guards are stupid. Oh no, those guards are idiots.
Oh, where's the gun? Oh shit.
And then you turn.
That's it. And then
like,
they're shooting through the while I crip walk. Get my walk on. Get my feet right.
See, look how far ahead of your body your head is.
Get my head tight.
Like, you'd be able to see way more. Like, you look straight down.
Yep.
Like, you'd be able to see your fucking chest.
Drinking, smoking, straight West Coastin', pussy popping. Alright, let's go. Yeah, now we're in the yellow zone. It just switches up on you. It's so gorgeous.
Like, you know this is like an autocracy, or like, you know, it's not quite a dictatorship, but it's very controlled. Because you would never get every building interior to look this good on their own. You know that landlord's just gonna be like, put the paint! What?
And then here you go.
And if you looked to your right, you'd see like a bunch of cop cars.
Yeah, and there were civilians down here a minute ago. Now, this entire jump section, I could have skipped entirely on that last slide by, like, double jumping. Wall run kick, double jumping, and avoiding it entirely.
Look at this.
I know.
You're in the Velvet Room. Like...
for like 2 seconds.
I can't...
And now we're in Catherine.
Get ready for... you want to make a fucking supercut of all the times me and Woolie have erections over the art style. That's going to be a 3-hour-long supercut. It's called this LP.
Well, here's the thing. I'm surprised that you're on board.
Dude.
Because the art shit is usually the fuck that, you're dumb, whatever stuff.
No! Just because I hate making it and can't do it because my brain is wrong doesn't mean I can't appreciate rad shit. Well, that ragdoll was a little off.
What are you gonna do?
But like, no, like art, like modern. We had like a million fucking 5-hour conversation about Dadas and shit the other day.
And I dedicated 3 years of my life to it, and
but like
you appreciate it.
That doesn't mean I'm a fucking Philistine. It means I'm an asshole. There's a difference.
Clear distinction.
Yeah.
Ah, here comes Krieg. Background characters that do fucking nothing in this game.
I remember like
you either do fucking nothing, die, or you're a traitor.
Yeah,
that's how it goes.
I remember maybe about a year ago.
Damn it!
I was like, I'd like to play Mirror's Edge, and I sat down and I beat it. And and then I was like, that's a good game. That's clearly not going to be the case for the second one.
Yeah.
The second one's going to have those open areas,
and
so this kind of like beeline
to the dedicated area
mentality
is going to
be gone.
It won't be gone. It'll be the missions.
There'll be levels and missions like that, but you'll also have an open world to just putz around in and jump on stuff
and collect briefcases and feathers so that your mom will talk to you.
Like that's the thing. If like that kind of stuff is like, oh, it's boring. But in Assassin's Creed, like platforming is automatic.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have the same appeal as where this every jump and turn and run and shit is the shit.
Move your arm.
Feels good.
I argued with you
and a bunch
I really
want to get some car insurance
about this style.
I felt it coming and had to get out in front.
I would watch this cartoon.
I think this looks like fucking trash.
I would watch this cartoon, man.
Like absolute garbage.
Like I totally do understand that it would have looked nicer if it was just fully with the models of the game, but I'm fine with it.
If you're gonna do this art style, I want it to be starker and more 2D.
Okay, more extreme,
like Guacamelee levels of flatness.
Gendy, fucking Dexter's Lab proportions.
It's this weird thing where they turn and they're kind of
SD Faith, really?
No, not SD, just flat. This is not flat. It's weirdly. This reminds me of like a FMV version of the effect that the Fear Effect games were trying to do in the game.
Okay. It's, you know what? You know why? It's because the shadows are soft.
Maybe.
That's all
Icarus
it is.
to the what?
Yeah, it's the fucking...
I think that shit looks absolutely abysmal.
Brainwash project.
But more than that, I think that the game has this hyper stark...
I'm going to give this one shot at the fast version.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work...
You do the slow version?
Nope. Okay. It doesn't work.
It has this hyper stark, hyper realistic, like minimalist color art style that's very high fidelity. And then I think even if it was a different 2D art style, like it's a really jarring jump between the two.
Knowing that there were budget limitations,
totally unsurprising.
I can understand it. It's
and,
okay.
And it's one of those things like, fine, you can like it, and I'm not going to tell you you're stupid because it's clearly like a art direction kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like I remember watching it.
They didn't half-ass it. They owned it.
Yeah. I remember watching it and being like, this looks like a cheap commercial.
Right.
That was the first thing that hit my mind. And then I later saw people saying, like, oh yeah, this looks like the E-shirts.
Oh my god.
Because even at that time I had cut the cord.
Right.
And, like, around those, it was like, wow, it actually does look like a cheap commercial. Huh. Weird.
Oh god.
Now that being said, you're coming up, like, there's a bag on your right side somewhere around here.
Yeah,
like,
fuck it.
I don't think there's a single game in the history of fuck to have a more misplaced mechanic
for collecting
than this game's collectible items.
I mean, there's a little sign on the wall that basically tells you, oh, it's around here. But you can't do it in the middle of your run.
This is a fucking gotta go fast.
It should have been grabbable in the middle of a
blinding speed thing.
Yeah.
They should be hanging from poles.
Which is why moments like this, I go, a little bit.
Yeah.
And then find out that, like, you can skip them, but you need PC exploiting.
Yeah.
You gotta put the use button on a mouse
moments
wheel.
like that are like, the console needed to load in the textures.
Elevator scenes, exactly.
Yeah, those elevator scenes are all very blatant loading screens, and they're total run killers. Like
momentum killers a little.
Well,
bit,
yeah, momentum killer. But you know,
that's it.
I would love to see if they, because Mirror's Edge 2 is on high-end PCs and new consoles. I would love to, and it doesn't look better than this. Like they look about the same.
Yeah.
I would love to see like we put the time in to make it so that you can run for 15 minutes uninterrupted.
Oh, just keep going.
Just the level is like this is as good as I need graphically. Because the art style does it.
Okay.
Just put it all into the size of the level.
Yeah.
Into one long corridor that you don't have to stop. Just so I can, I won't be able to do it, but just so I can watch that ideal fantasy story canon run, or run and do all the perfect shit and all that stuff.
I'm sure there's going to be tracks within the free run in city of Catalyst.
It's the thing about, and I'm gonna be talking.
Hey.
The game's really short, so I feel like to talk about it, we have to actually talk about the whole game all at once, all the time.
Sure, yeah.
The server room battle is the final fight in the game. And it's one of those things I really like about that thing because it's relatively difficult with the with the no gun stipulation. So that the time that you nail it, it's perfect. The time that you actually win that fight, you won it because you did it
super cool,
perfectly.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the best.
Whoa.
Even the sewers
the best looking sewers you've ever fucking seen. Absolutely.
Even the grime is beautiful and bright. Fucking
grab the
there's
ladder.
Gotta
that was
be.
A bad joke.
They must have put work into paint texture to make it look like paint.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's all look at that, right up there.
So good.
And that's PC version, obviously.
Even the console version looks very, very nice.
Good bump.
This and Dead Space 1, they're technical. I wouldn't say showpieces, but they're. Yeah, no, they are. They're technical showpieces.
They absolutely are.
Dead Space 1 came out, and it is, for its time, it was like nothing's done. The look of space like this game.
Yeah.
The sound in Dead Space.
Fucking idiot.
Oh man, and then this game bombed.
And
then Dead Space didn't do enough to offset this game's bomb. And that's why Dead Space 2 was more actiony. But even that game was just look at this space.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I don't like this set level at all in terms of playing it.
Yeah, I don't like it either. I especially don't like it when the snipers come through.
It's fucking annoying to play, but dear God, I can watch it.
Oh yeah.
I can just I love the colors. Yeah.
And then the snipers attack you.
Fucking overkill on the snipers.
Well, the thing is runners in this universe, they're couriers for bad messages that the Popo don't like you to get out, like, I don't like the government.
that should be written on a piece of paper with a dick butt on it.
I don't like
that's what they're paying you to run for your life on the line.
And because movement is restricted and all that, and it's a very clear allegory and all that shit. So when the only people flouting your excessive authority are these people that can literally outrun the police, right?
Yeah.
Then, okay, overkill is the way to go. You can't outrun bullets.
No!
Nope! Yeah, there you go.